Hi guys. So I think I'm just going to start doing it like this, where honestly, I want to start by reading out some lyrics or at least recommending a song that you guys can listen to that inspired me to even make some of the videos that I do. Because I'll tell you one thing, money has never moved me, but music always will. So I want to make sure you guys are listening to the right music that's going to be motivating you. So the song for this episode is going to be Fear by Kendrick Lamar. As you listen to it, I want you to guys understand that fear can either cripple you or propel you. So you can either let that fear keep you stagnant or you can let it take you where you want to go. But that's why when at the start of the song, there's a little bit of audio about a conversation. And one part that really stood out to me, it just says, until you follow his commandments, you're going to feel that way. And then it starts the song, why God, do I gotta suffer? Pain in my heart, carry burdens full of struggle. Why God, do I gotta bleed? Every stone thrown at you, resting at my feet. I need you guys to understand, especially the men, you guys are suffering, and I don't want you guys to suffer. But there's something you guys are fearing that you guys aren't looking to figure out how to use as a motivation, and you guys are instead using it to cripple yourselves. I don't want you to be crippling yourselves anymore. You guys need to rest and make sure that you're at your best so that whatever dreams you have going on, you'll be able to accomplish them at the right time, but with a healthy body. So guys, listen to this song when you feel like your anxiety is making you think you can't reach your goals. I don't want you guys to stop yourselves. That's why I want to motivate you guys more than ever right now. Hi there guys. Aya here. Before I get into this video, I was listening back to the recordings because I realized I sounded really sad at the start and I didn't like that. So moving forward, I'm gonna do my best to sound as cheery as I can, but there's a reason why I sound a little bit down right now, but it's because I'm very concerned for some of the black men in my life. And I I've had someone threaten someone close to me by saying you're not made of steel, but I need you to guys understand when I say that, I'm saying it out of concern because I need you guys to know your body will always tell you what it needs and you need to listen to it, but I know you guys know that because the men in my life are healthy men. They have their head on straight and that's why I admire them. That said, because I see you and I'm seeing the pain in real time, I now need you to hear me. And I can understand in the past, I might have spoken to you harshly. And that's why, like, in my time alone and with my God, I've been praying for patience as well as just grace, not just like with you guys, but also in the way that I speak. I want to speak with grace because that is what my God teaches me to speak with. Granted, again, healing is a journey, not a destination. There's gonna be times I might speak to y'all with what sounds like anger, but I need you to understand it's passion. I honestly really want to dedicate this video to two people, two black men in my life that have honestly made me realize I need to speak a lot gentler with y'all. First one is Flex Your Mind Network. He has opened doors for people that he doesn't even know yet. But I just want him to rest because he's almost to his goal. And when he reaches his goal, I hope he realizes that he's done the damn thing, but he just needs to rest a bit. His fans are still going to be here. Your fans will, and trust me, your fans will be here because I'm in that Discord chat and I see how much they love you. They will understand if you need a little break. So I really want you to understand that, okay? The other one is someone within that Discord who I talk to regularly enough to sometimes even want to reach out to him because I need a little advice, but I'm going to say something later in that video, but I need you guys to understand I'm always going to be the smartest person in the room. But I want you guys to now be the smartest person next to me because you guys have taught me something that has made me reach out to you enough to learn something. But I need you guys to actually appreciate my intelligence for what it is, intelligence. So the second person, his name is, he goes by Ant, but I call him Coco because to me, he's the gift that keeps on giving. And that's why he kind of reminds me of Christmas. Like, Coco, I'm so sorry. Like, I've loved to talk to you every single time because you teach me a lot. And what you taught me about AI is exactly why I want to dedicate this video to the both of you. Because if you want to build a future for the next generation that has fresh water to drink, Oh my God, Coco, thank you so much because I know exactly what I need to say for people to understand this, but I will say it in the right way. But for now, I need you guys to understand that the crazy weather we've been having is not for nothing. We've been treating this planet terribly, and you guys have been overdoing the AI. If you're mad about the weather right now, start getting mad at yourself if you don't see AI as a tool and keep using it as a crutch. But that's why I really want to end this preface by telling black men, I love y'all, but you are becoming your own crutch because you won't listen to the black women that love you in your life. Hello, hello, and welcome to Yap Central. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy with some of people that I would consider my students, but even at the end of the day, people that I would consider my friends. But I need you guys to understand that I don't do what I do for me. I didn't spend 3 years planning and making sure that I had the knowledge that I have now just to sit here. But more importantly, I need you guys to understand, especially if you're a part of the black community or if you claim to love me, but you just want to support the black community, or because you love me, you want to support what it is that I'm trying to do for the black community. Because I need you to understand, it's gonna go bigger than that. But I've never needed to talk to the black community more than right now, ladies. I, I will never stop giving you guys your flowers. I need you to understand that every black woman in my life has shaped and been able to harness the exact drive that's made it easy for me to just have this figured out. But I can't I can't just thank the women in my life. I need to thank the men because at the end of the day, watching them get what they have right now is exactly why I feel comfortable going back to the goals and the prayer that I asked my God 5 years ago. So at the end of the day, it always starts with a prayer. But I need you guys to understand what I'm trying to teach y'all delayed gratification is to make sure that you never stop believing yourself no matter what your dream is. But more importantly, if you understand like just how important it is to know your history, I'll tell you this. You guys and everyone else that I've been seeing around keeps posting, throwbacks to 2026. No, not sorry, to 2016. But I need you to understand the reason why I'm even confused is because right now I'm living in my present and planning for my future. But I had to look back to my history to see if I'm on the right path. I'm glad you guys are looking back to even high school right now because how do I say this? You guys need to figure out if you're honoring high school you, but you need to go further back to make sure that you're harnessing childhood you to even know if you're going after your passions. So this is me extending a little bit of vulnerability because when I first posted this, I was really scared because God forbid anything happens, but I was worried about monitoring spirits. But I realized sometimes I am my own monitoring spirit, and when I'm tired and I'm a little bit confused, that's when I look at my goals and like, how am I going to do this? But I figured it out in a way that actually really helps me, and it's allowing me to sleep a lot better. So again, everybody learns differently. That's why I'm putting out this information in different ways. If you really like Instagram and you can't get off that app, every now and then just go to my personal Instagram or even my Yap Central Instagram. Sometimes I really need y'all to put the phones down, but maybe in a way that's gonna get you to stop being so distracted. Because these AI videos, I fear you guys are just moving at such a fast pace that you can't even tell what's fake and what's not. I've been asking my mom to stop sending me like videos that she sees on her Facebook because she's not even realizing that some of them are AI. But I'm recommending her to look into certain books or certain other things so that she can understand a little bit of the impact. Because the reason why I was so frustrated and needed to record that last video with my eyes showing is because you guys do not understand the dangers of relying on a tool like AI. Because guess what? It's a tool. It's a tool. It is not something that you should ever in your life think you could let guide your life. Because how do I say this? If you think that Jeez, my mic just turned off. But if you think that the answers that AI is telling you is correct versus perhaps, let's see, like honestly, because I really like to laugh, I'm gonna share a story with you guys that kind of made me realize the irony of people who say that, oh, it's a tool, it's helping me like get my life done faster. Are you sure? 'Cause I don't think you guys understand. Like, are you sure it's helping you get things done faster? Because I need you to look back perhaps at the things that you think you did faster because you relied on AI. And I'm going to tell you right now, chances are you could have just done that better than what how AI done it. It just seems a little bit organized. I promise you that, but that's because how do I say this? AI pulls from data from multiple different websites, but I have a friend who's very, 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 very smart. And this is, if you go onto my personal Instagram, I need y'all to understand I will always be the smartest person in any room that I step in. But if I feel like I'm not, I will, I don't know how to explain it. I just know I will always be next to the smartest person in the room. As in, I'm there to learn something. And then once I learn that thing from that person, I'm once again the smartest person in the room because there's things that I know that I need you guys to understand. You might know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know. The sooner you guys realize that, I really hope the sooner you realize and probably maybe recognize the power within yourself. But if you are religious, the sooner you understand there are things that you know and things that you don't know. And that is how you practice faith. It doesn't matter what religion you believe in. I grew up Pentecostal. I'm so happy that I got back into Islam because how do I say this? I learned the very hard way that if you've ever searched for God, whether that's searching for God within yourself or searching for God maybe externally through your environment, let's say you like to travel, I had to remember that I am never alone, even when I'm in my room. And that's why I don't have a problem talking out loud because at the end of the day, I'm never alone if I have God within me, no matter like, so I need you to understand, I understand like Christianity, the sect that I just was under. How do I say this? There's a reason why there's not a lot of people in the churches, but also there's a reason why these churches are creating mega churches and whatnot. But it's because God is wherever you're at, but that's why if you go into quote unquote the house of the Lord, you might not always feel him there because sometimes the people in there claim they have God in them, but they're not practicing what they're preaching. So I hope you guys understand why it is I'm very focused on my own religion enough that I only wanted to post that one video with my eyes open because you guys need to understand this isn't for me. As much as this is for my future generation that I will create by myself, I need to make sure that my loved ones are able to make it to the next stage, or at the very least, if my loved ones have kids, I need to make sure that my loved ones have the right tools to nurture their children. But how do I say this? The women in my life are the reason why I have this value instilled in me, whereby I gotta get it by any means necessary, but I gotta do it with love. And the men in my family, I can't thank you guys enough for just giving me the motivation to get started. But I need y'all to be very, very, very honest with yourselves. And I need to tell you something very important right now. I want to thank you guys for choosing to protect Black women the best that you can. However, I need you guys to look into internalized patriarchy and see the ways it may have impacted you, whereby you stopped recognizing and appreciating the value that Black women add into your life. And I really need y'all to look into that really quickly. But let me just say, I'm giving you guys enough grace that it's still January. I've accomplished almost every single one of my goals for this month. I'm going to be just basically cruising till March. That's how long I'm going to give you guys. Because when I come back in March, I want all the men in my life to be on their absolute best behavior. take that very seriously. But again, because I'm giving y'all grace, take it with a grain of salt. But I'm really tired of holding people's hand in general. I need to get back to holding my hand. But again, to the black men in my life, I will never stop thanking you. But I need you guys to now listen to, or maybe remember what it is you were doing it for, and just focus on that. I already told the girls in my life, and they know, they heard me. I just needed to make sure the men in my life heard me, because I realize people project so much onto me because sometimes it's out of love. They're worried that they're worried whether or not I have the right tools. Sorry. But this is my way of reassuring you guys that I've listened to the advice that you've given me over the years. I just know how to do it my own way. And this is what I'm saying. You guys need to listen to the black women in your lives that love you so much, because there's nothing that I've ever told the black men in my life that it was never out of good intent. I might have said it a little bit harshly, but the black man in my life also taught me tough love. So when I use tough love with you, again, it's not because I don't believe in you. It's especially because I believe in you that I just want you to go for what you want. Once you have what you want, focus on that, but learn how to extend yourself with discernment. At the end of the day, I believe that love is the will to extend yourself for the sake of another person. But I learned that in that there's a portion of will. Because me personally, I will never sacrifice myself for anything besides my one God, subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he taught me that it's okay to surrender when I feel safe. So that's what I'm saying. I cannot stress enough. Thank you to the black men that have made me feel safe enough to surrender to love as a concept, but also help me surrender to my God. But I'm now about to be focusing on my God. And with that, I release y'all, but I just can't take any more projections. That's why I always protect my sight. That's where, for me, for Christians, and you should understand, this is basically the principle of monitoring spirits. In my religion, that's just called evil eye, bro. This is why words have meaning, but it's always really frustrated me that Christians do not understand Muslims, because the only difference between I say this, I've been writing stories, I've mentioned this in my last video for a while. The biggest difference you guys have been frustrated about is what character does Jesus play in the Word of God, basically. Within Christianity, Jesus is the Son of God, and we've got the Holy Trinity. But that was because English is honestly one of the worst languages. Like, it is so unclear. That's probably the clearest way for you guys to understand the concept of you being in tune with your mind, body, and spirit. When your mind's all over the place, pray to the Father, because you should always be wanting to walk in the light of your Father, and you need to use fatherly logic. When your body is out of state, pray to Jesus. That's why when you go to church or communion, you drink the blood of Christ and then you eat. If you get what I'm trying to get, if you get what I'm trying to say, it took me going into another religion that talks about, like, this completely in a different language, but it's one of the monotheistic religions, similar to Judaism. They're all the same teachings. It's how you look at the perspective, but more importantly, how you're practicing the message you're receiving in there. This is why it's really important to practice what you preach. And I realized at some point I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. But that's why I had to go back to what exactly I was preaching, which was all the teachings that I found in Islam. I'm in the process of literally about to start learning Arabic, but that's because I've understood what Christianity was trying to teach me. I now want to dive deeper into Islam by learning the original language that it was written out in, because I know there's more in there. But that's because I know there's more in me. So this is why I keep telling y'all, if you believe in yourself and you believe in your talents, then you will always be unstoppable. But you need to learn how to use those talents and learn how to learn on your own. You guys have lost the ability to critically think because of AI. And I really just wanted to add this to get you guys to understand the absolute significance of why I'm asking you to look into internalized patriarchy. But that's because I had to look into my own internalized misogyny. Because I always tell people, I love my dad. My dad's one of the smartest people that I know, I would love to marry a man like my father, but I had to heal my mother wounds because I watched my mom pour into men that honestly did not understand the blessings that she was pouring into them. And I had to teach her better boundaries because I realized I did not have very good boundaries with myself. And that by extension, I stopped having good boundaries with the money. And you understand, boundaries are very important, but boundaries are not about how you allow, how people, sorry, boundaries are not about what you enforce. They're about what you allow, basically. You can enforce it, but there's ways for you to enforce that boundary whereby respectfully, if people stop like respecting your boundaries, you don't have to answer. But at the same time, that's how you teach them what happens when you cross that boundary. And this is one that I want to make sure is on this page. So I'm going to slow down, but this is whereby I need you guys to understand the this like why it's so important that I need you guys to get a library card. And now moving forward, if there are any comments or if this comes across anybody's page where you decide to watch this in full, if I get a comment that I can tell you probably haven't picked up a book in like at least a year or two, I will absolutely ask you. And I'm going to start asking people, some people who comment that I can tell are very close minded. I'm going to ask you what book you've read in the last 2 years before I even bother like arguing with anybody. But more importantly, if you tell me you haven't or you don't answer, I'll just recommend one for you because again, my intent is to never stop people from learning, and I don't intend on making people feel stupid. I only want to encourage you guys to want to learn for yourself. And the reason why is because I'm going to tell y'all a story that me and my best friend laugh at to this day, but that's because I put up a boundary. She apologized, but I had to let her know what she needed to apologize for. But basically, one time she called me a stupid bitch. And here's my thing: name calling is whatever if we're both joking around and we know we're like, messing around. But it's another thing if I already know you're angry with me and you know you're angry with me and then you call me a name that you know is not my name. That's literally where I literally cross the, this is where I draw the line. I'm sorry. Draw the line because you can't cross it. That's something that I'm not allowing anybody to cross. However, I didn't talk to her for 2 weeks because I remember when she said that, I was like, oh, no, no, no. This is not what we're going to do. I know you're mad, but I don't do name calling when anger is involved. Because even back then, I knew it was very important what you say when you're mad. But I'd lost sight of that when I was in school. But at least, at the very least, I knew how to protect that boundary because I didn't talk to her for 2 weeks. Mind you, her and I lived together. So I need you to understand that was so important to me that when she came to apologize and she said, I'm so sorry for calling you a bitch, in my head, like, I was like, no, 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 no. Don't apologize for calling me a bitch. I know I can be a bitch. It's exactly what's opened the doors that need. Because here's my thing: this angry black woman trope that you guys are so sure exists, that stereotype that you guys love to add on to when you say that, oh, black women, they just want that. I need you to understand that's the passion we've had to had because this is what I'm saying. Look into internalized patriarchy because right now it's exactly what is about to either be the downfall of the black community or some of y'all, I need you to understand, black men, you're not made of steel, and that's not a threat, but that's exactly why you guys need to just start going to the doctors more often. Start with a blood test. Just go for blood work and make sure that your A1Cs are good, your blood pressure. Just make sure you're okay. When your body is in pain, it's trying to tell you something. And I'm tired of seeing my black men in pain. I've cried enough for myself. I'm not finna cry for y'all. You know what you need to do. I'm not finna cry for y'all. But this is why I've had like people asking me, oh my God, like how are black women really doing the damn thing? But it's because you guys need to realize we've been crying for you guys to just hear us for years. So now we're tired. We're like, okay, you're not hearing us. We're now in a place where we can make our own money. What the hell do we need you guys for if you can't listen to the black women that have loved you your entire life? My mom and I used to watch this movie, like I'm talking on repeat. It's called My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And one thing that I loved was the teaching. Yes, the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck. She's the one that's going to guide you to the exact path you want. You guys are using your head very well, but you need to start listening to the women in your life, specifically the black women in the life, because they're the ones that can take you where you need to go. But the sooner you guys learn that, the sooner you will reach your dreams. You'll get exactly what you want. But if you keep living in denial, for my anime lovers up there, I hope you like your infinite Tsukiyomi. I hope it's so sweet that you want to stay there. But if you understand the significance of why they needed to get out of that, then I need you guys to wake up. This is my last wake up call to you. Again, I don't hold hands. If you can't wake up after this, stay slept or stay sleeping. Because like I said, you have till March. I'll still have grace, but if I see that you're just sleeping, you have now become a liability to the dream that I have for the future. I do not do liabilities. That's why I'm not even going to tell you why, but I need you to understand liabilities are not anything that I need because I was my biggest liability for 5 years, or I almost was. But subhanahu ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, realized that I had bigger dreams and I need to protect them. So for some time, I need to protect those dreams by working on them. I gave you guys the blueprint. Use it. And if you don't, that's the first thing I'm going to ask the people in my life. I'm like, oh, did you check out the blueprint I gave you? And if you haven't, I'm going to say, cool. But it sounds like you want to accomplish this. This might help you. But help starts with you knowing how to ask for help. And I know my black man really struggled to do that. But that's what I'm trying to teach you. Go to the women in your life and just talk to them. You might actually learn something that will make you realize what kind of help you need. But this is your first clue. Go find out what it is your body needs and learn how to give it to yourself so you stop putting so much pressure on the women in your life. And now, thank you so much for watching till the end. And I'm going to start doing this because, as I said, music moves me, not money. So if you're feeling still a little bit scared because maybe it's very hard for you to be vulnerable, I'm going to give you a song so that once you're done watching this video, if you listen to it, I promise you'll remember or you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you, but more importantly, you'll remember the dreams that you're chasing and why it's really important to give yourself some rest. But the song, let me just grab my other phone. Find Your Way Back by Beyonce on the Lion King soundtrack. If there's anything I could maybe recommend if you're doubting how you're going to get there, or when you feel like you need a little bit of motivation just to figure out what it is you might need to get there, just listen to that album, especially the very first song, Bigger, because that's going to remind you that whatever dreams and goals you have, they have a place in this world, and therefore they're a lot bigger than you might make them seem. Sorry, bit of a speech impediment, but just because someone else might tell you you can't do it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. I always tell people, dream bigger for yourself, because if you're not going to dream for yourself, are you going to let other people dream for you? Stop being monitoring spirits to your own life, because I see how you guys are monitoring other people's lives and wanting to get there as quick as they did, but you don't know how they got there. You don't know what they had to sacrifice. And sacrifice is not what I do. I surrender to what calls me. I surrender to my God. So I'm not sure what you guys need to surrender to, but sometimes you have to surrender to the feeling in your bodies. But again, I want to leave you guys on a very good note. So as I said, find your way back. Find your way back to the person you were when you were dreaming as big as you want it to be. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. Oh, she's sweet, but a psycho.